I went paintballing. It's a weekly thing. It's Cole and a group of people around here. We go paintballing. It's out by this junior high. We go back in the woods and there's a big arena. And it's nice. It has barricades set up and bunkers and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. I almost got hammered by my own team. I'm pretty good at it, and I'm really good at sneaking around. So what I did is I went on the outskirts and I crawled through the bushes and I came up behind the other team and came forward, and there were only like 3 of them left by the time I got there. But I was like bang, 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 and I shot all 3 of them. And of course that was the end of the game. So I was like, okay, is that it? But me saying that aloud, and I stood up as I did it, my team didn't recognize me. So all of a sudden, like the ground and the walls that were around me just erupted in paintballs. Just like, I freaking hit the dirt, and I was like, "Holy shit, guys! I'm on your side! I'm on your side!" They thought I was in the other team because I was over there. They didn't realize that I'd gone all the way around and came back in. But it was fun. I got no real injuries. The paintballs didn't hurt. The only one that hurt, so I don't know. You can't really see it. Where's that from? But I got 2 shots in the hand there. Those hurt. Because what happened is I was going around the wall, and as the gun came around the wall, one of them was sitting there and bang, shot me in the hand. That stung. Because I wasn't wearing gloves either, so it was bare skin and only like 2 feet away. So that kind of hurt. Finally, Thursday. We just got back from class. I'm still in my uniform. See, I got the friggin' Coast Guard things on my arms. I don't have epaulets yet. We're actually getting them later. Apparently we have to earn them, but according to the 4th years and 3rd years, the real story is they just haven't ordered them in yet. So they're pulling the excuse like, oh, you have to earn them, when really it's like, we don't have them. But anyways, whatever. This came from an hour of marching. We have a leadership class, and the leadership class is pretty much just a jumble of shit. And one of the things we just did, we're like, all right, let's go out and learn how to march. So we went out in the parade square and marched for an hour. But the good thing is about that is we got off an hour early, because leadership class is 2 hours. We only marched for 1. We got off early, so technically I can't actually take this uniform off yet because it's still technically work hours. So I'll take it off later. It's no big deal. It's actually pretty comfy. It's not too bad. Shoes are freaking hot though. They trap in all the heat whatsoever. I did my duty. We have duty rounds, and once a day there are 2 people. You go and you watch the wall in the center pretty much, and then you make security rounds to make sure everything is there. And it wasn't that bad. Everyone's like, oh, dude, he sucks. You sit at a desk, yeah, it's boring, but I brought a book and read. Like, it's not so bad when you got something to do other than just sit. Yeah, just sitting would suck. But if you got homework or if you got a book to read, it's not so bad. Alright, I'll let you guys know what's going on later on. And so it begins. I didn't get to mention this yesterday, but Thursday we had math class, and I thought coming here to a college, I'm taking a university calculus level course. I didn't think I would end up correcting teachers like I used to in high school, but it's already starting. We were doing problems, and she gave us a bunch of algebra review. Really simple stuff. It was a bunch of long division for complicated fractions, and it's just like our factoring long division. And I got a question immediately. I just went to the back page. I'm like, fuck all this. I know it. Went to the back page. And there's one she labeled. She's like, very, very tricky. I'm like, oh, what more of a challenge is that? So I sat there, did it. It took me like 30 seconds. Did it all out. I'm like, all right, there's my answer. I look at the answer on her sheet. I'm like, they're different. Nope, I don't see anything wrong. All right, miss. Went up to her desk. I was like, so I did the question, and I got this answer, and it's not the answer on the sheet. But, yeah, can you tell me what I did wrong? I didn't want to feel like, you're wrong. I was like, can you tell me what I did wrong? So I put it down in front of her. She's like, no, you did everything right. And she's like, oh, I just have this expanded out in a different way. Like one of the parts of the answer. There are multiple parts of the answer, but one of the parts of the answer was I had y to the 4th. On her sheet, it was 4y to the 4th minus 3y to the 4th. What? It's the same fucking thing. But that was like her whole answer was like that. She had things like 6 subtract 5, where I just had 1. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I had to simplify down. So she's like, oh yeah, I should take your answer and put it. I'm like, yeah, okay. Step back now. I'm like, it's starting. I really don't want to correct my teacher, especially here. But I mean, we're doing stuff that I did in calculus, because pre-calculus was a requisite to get in here. And because, I took calculus, I'm kind of ahead. Not ahead of Steve, though. Steve's here, he has a master's degree in math. He doesn't even go to class. He already told her, she's like, I have a master's degree in math. And she's like, yeah, you don't have to come to class. So he just says it's wrong. But like, I have a leg up on everyone because I did calculus for one, and two, I'm fresh out of high school, so it's still fresh in my mind where everyone else is rusty. So I do have an advantage coming straight out of high school. So my class has French class, 8 hours a week. It has 2 hours on Monday, 2 hours on Wednesday, 2 hours on Thursday, and 2 hours on Fridays. Tuesday is the only day we don't have French. So they put me in the advanced French. I'm in with freaking francophones, pretty much. I mean, like, the actual francophones have their own class, but I'm in with, like, Sebastian's from Montreal, Charles is from Montreal, Xenia lived in France. Like, these people have huge backgrounds in French. And then there's, like, me and Nick, who did French immersion. It's just, like, fuck. And it's really funny. Nick's actually from Sambro, so we've been, hanging out a lot since we're, like, Nova Scotia pals. But he has a really, really thick accent, so when he talks French, it's the funniest thing you ever hear. It's hilarious. But anyways, off track. I'm getting better because we have French so often. My oral is getting better, but my grammar is still really good. So when we write, we did an aptitude test, and it was all writing grammar. So I'm like, oh, I'm good at writing. So I did my stuff, and I was in like the middle. Yeah, my actual score was 29 out of 50, so it was a terrible mark. But put it in perspective, our highest mark of the entire class, which includes all the people who are completely bilingual, was 32. So I did pretty good. Anyways, I was in the middle range. Like, when I looked at the list of the advanced class, I was right in the middle. So I was like, oh, this would be pretty good. And I'm like, oh my god, my oral is so worse than these people. But anyways, it's getting better, and it's so fun. It's actually such a good group. Like, you have the beginners and intermediates, they're doing their own thing. And we literally just sit in class and talk. That's all we do. Because she knows that all our grammar is pretty good. So we just sit there and talk pretty much about stuff. Like, we had to talk about the possibility of World War III happening. Like, just speculation like that. We talked about the news. Like, didn't you hear on the news about what's going on in, like, Iran or something like that? And just, like, stuff, like, random shit. So it's a lot of fun. Oh my god, Aaron in my class. We call him a loose cannon. And he's fucking... Like, he's actually, like, a really nice guy, and he is serious when he wants to, but he's just a total goofball, right? He's the person who'll just go, he'll walk towards you, like doing that towards, like, he's just retarded. And we're in class, and he's sitting in the back, and he's goofing off doing his stuff, and he's sitting back like this, and the teacher's walking down towards him to go with the door, because it's about the door. And Sebastian yells across the room, like, Aaron, you're a loose cannon! And Aaron goes, wow! Flings back in his chair, and we're on, like, office chairs, so they roll. He rolls back, flings his arm, smashes into the teacher, knocks her into the desk. Oh my god, we roared for a good 5 minutes. Hilarious. He literally sat there, he's like... It was so funny. We're like, dude, really? Seriously? Just after we say you're a loose cannon, you freaking run into the teacher? It was hilarious. Oh, man. But it's a good group. I like my French class. I don't like French class, but I like my French class, you know what I mean? Like, I like the people in it. The teacher's not bad. She was really bitchy one day, and not on purpose, but it really pissed me off. Like, we were doing a grammar exercise, just like the very few ones we do, and I wrote one, and she got to me, and she's like, read here, and I said it, and I spelled a word wrong. I put an I in where it wasn't supposed to, just an accident, right? And then she's like, oh, you invented a new verb. And at first it was a joke, it was funny, but then she kept rolling with it. She's like, well, you're supposed to do this. You don't make up your own verbs. We can't just make up our own verbs to fill in. I'm like, shut up. Drop it. I made a mistake. Big deal. It's funny the first time. Jesus Christ. Other than that, I kind of like it. It's pretty good. It is currently Saturday. I'm actually about to go out in the boat, so I won't be able to talk here for very long. But, I hope you guys are doing well. I am. It's been fun. This week went by really quickly. I think now that it was an actual school week, like working at courses, like not just going through outlines and stuff. We got into the swing of the routine. It went by pretty quick. We got rid of PT. We were running around Ring Road, and Fred started singing and woke up the executive director. executive director came out and was like following us to make sure like he wasn't dreaming. Like he's like, oh my god, this is actually happening. He loved it. He brought it to Jolie. Jolie thought it was great team cohesion, which is what they've been looking for, and they got rid of Wednesday PT. So it's singing got us out of work. It's pretty awesome. So we're so going to keep up singing. Alright, I gotta go hit it on the boat. I'm gonna start uploading this, and hope you guys are having a good week.